Hey guys, so we are just about to dive into our next semester of homeschool here, even though we don't technically follow the 2-semester schedule. It is the second half of the year because it is January. So I thought we could just have a chit chat about where we're at midway through the year and where you guys are at midway through the year. And then I also have a little pick-me-up giveaway for you mamas out there. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well. All right, so it is January, and January in the past meant a lot of things to me. It meant that I would almost every year look at our, where we're at in each of our books and start to panic and shut down and think like, we're never gonna finish, because that's how it looks to me. Midway through the year, I'm usually never at the halfway point, and that always starts to make me stress out. And what I've noticed over time is just that our homeschool kind of goes through these seasons, and I now understand that even though we have a certain amount of days completed by now, a lot of those days are focused on units and holidays and things like that. And generally when we get to this point in the school year, because we don't have a lot of that on the horizon, we are more focused on academics. So I'm just becoming more aware of that as I get used to homeschool, 7 years in, still getting used to it, but also getting used to our year-round schedule has caused me to take a step back and take a deep breath before going in. So a couple things I've noticed about, specifically since we've gone year-round, is that we kind of go through these ebbs and flows, and that at the end of the year, we always end up kind of at the same point, which is close to a point of completion. So traditionally we start school in July now that we're year round, and July, August, and September are always pretty good, solid, academic, routine focused. We just kind of like dive in head first and really kind of get started and stay focused on our routines. And slowly add in all of our subjects. So in July, we'll start with a couple of academic things, and then we'll add a few more things in. So we're in the full swing of things by August, when all of our extracurricular things start up late August, early September, and then we've kind of got it all going. Then what happens, whether I like it or not, is as much as I say it's not gonna happen, John and I both have birthdays in October, and we start doing some fall unit studies. We kind of give up a little bit of science to bring in a little bit more seasonal stuff, or we start to, like, I have a kindergartner and a toddler, and so I will not put as much focus on my upper elementary kids because there's fun like fall crafts and things going on. And so we kind of start to make that shift around October, where I notice things are starting to lose stamina, and we're starting to lose focus, and we're starting to kind of shift into this holiday season of homeschool, which is still a great season. There's nothing wrong with that. Although I didn't recognize that until we started going year round, that it was okay to take a step back. And so this past year, I kind of just allowed that to happen without stressing about it. And what ended up occurring is we got more school done because I anticipated that season coming. I was more intentional with that season and more prepared for that season, and I just enjoyed it. And when, as the teacher and the parent, when you're enjoying something, you generally get more done. So getting that fear out of my head that I was causing our whole homeschool to shift off track, and just kind of being along for the ride actually helped our homeschool a lot. Then by November, if it's not Thanksgiving, Pilgrim, history themed, probably not doing it. And then you guys know, other than specific holiday themed stuff that we had planned, or themed, focused stuff that we had planned, like geography around the world, Christmas kind of stuff that we had going on, if it wasn't that, we didn't really do it in December. So then, where we're at right now is we've actually taken, we haven't really done school in about 4 or 5 weeks. And this is why during Vlogmas and on Instagram, people are saying more homeschool, more homeschool. And it's like, I can't do more homeschool because we're not homeschooling right now. And since we started year round a couple years ago, my goal was to take 4 weeks in the summer and then 4 weeks in the winter. Typical summer break is 12 weeks. So I divided that up a little bit, 4 or 5 weeks in the summer, 4 or 5 weeks in the winter, and then scatter those additional weeks throughout the year, as well as other homeschool breaks that are common, like a spring break and whatnot. So I took the 4 weeks in the summer, 5 weeks I believe, and then I ended up taking 4 or 5 accidentally. I took 3 intentionally, and then I meant to homeschool between our Christmas break ending and our ski trip, but I ended up just not because it felt really good to not, so I just kept up with it. One thing that I've noticed about the 2 different breaks is that in the summer, it is like an intentional focusing season. So during our summer break, I'm putting the kids in summer camps, and I'm, you know, doing curriculum choices and gearing up for the next year, cleaning out schoolroom, restocking it, really hyper focused on the next year starting. The beauty of the winter break is that I'm already done with all that. I don't have to make any more curriculum choices. There's no summer camps. It's a different pace. It's a very like everybody's turning inward toward the holidays, and then the holidays are over and everyone's kind of tired. Nobody's going out making plans. And so the winter break is really, really great for me with homeschool because I don't think about homeschool. So I'm not exhausted by the time we restart, you know? And so I have really enjoyed the winter break. So we had one last year and then one this year, you know, our second year-round year. And I have really come to love that more than summer. Although I like the summer weather better, I have enjoyed the winter break more. So because I am not so hyper-focused on homeschool, I actually am able to make more clear-minded decisions when we restart in January. And so when we restart this upcoming week, which is the week you're watching this video, I've already decided like what we're just probably not really gonna get through. Is it still worth it to be trying to read this book or trying to use a supplement, things like that. And usually around the mid-year point is when I make those decisions and, you know, cut some things out. And then moving into this January, February, March season, we tend to become very academically motivated and focused. And so it's just become common knowledge to me that though we have a slower holiday season academically, we tend to really gear up and be excited and ready to focus on a lot more math and a lot more reading and a lot more science and things like that in the January, February, March or so season. So that's where we're at right now. The kids are really motivated and excited. They actually started asking me about some subjects like, can we just do one of these? Can we just do one of these pages? Because they are ready to roll. I'm ready to roll. And like I said, there's no like holidays or anything coming up that really take too much of our focus away. So we tend to really hone in on those subjects January, February, March, and then April, May is just tying up loose ends. There are definitely days, April, May, where we're not really following a routine anymore. We're just like, okay, let's knock out 2 math lessons today. Can you do 2 handwriting pages instead of 1 if we want to call it done sometime in May to take June off? So that's kind of the gist of where we're at right now as far as our homeschool year here mid-year. We do 3 terms. We're following that Charlotte Mason 3 12-week term style this year. So we're right about midway through our second term. So we are pretty much in the midway point of our year. But that's only because we started in July. Had we started in August, we'd probably have just finished we'd probably only be a couple of weeks into our second term by now. The only other thing that I've been focused on going into this semester, other than the usual like, do we need to continue to keep this in our morning basket kind of thought, is that this is officially my daughter's last semester of elementary school, which is so crazy. Like, I can't even, it's killing me, guys. Like, in a good way though, because as much as it is sad to see these elementary years go, I always said like elementary years are just to develop a love of learning. So when they're older, they'll learn or want to learn and be ready to learn when it's the appropriate time to be learning some things. And now that we're here, it's just like, it's so bittersweet because I love that she and I had such a great, you know, relationship for elementary school. I was learning as she grew. So that's just the way it is with your oldest kid. You know, they say they're the guinea pig or whatever you want to say, but we tried out different styles and we tried out different curriculum, and a lot of the decisions that we made were she and I sitting together at the table making these kinds of decisions. And so we happened to have a very sweet elementary season and I loved it with her. But the goal for us, for John and I, has always been to use middle school as like this bridge between independent years and little baby birds in the nest years. And so I do see in my daughter that going into 6th grade next year, we've definitely preserved a lot of that very childlike mentality, and I love that, but she is one who's gonna need a little bit of a nudge as far as independence and not needing me to make decisions for her. And so my husband and I both feel that she's at the appropriate age, starting middle school, for us to start requiring different things of her and kind of leading her to a different path, gently discipling her toward adulthood, or, you know, just being older and just more responsibility. So I'm excited because if you know Bella personally, if you're one of my girlfriends, then you know that she is just like got this sweet little nature. And so I'm just excited. It's sad to watch her grow up, of course, but I'm also just loving who she is, and she's just fun, and I can see a bond between she and I that you know, Lord willing, will always be there. And so I'm not scared of her growing up, if that makes sense, but it's definitely like, it is a reality check for me that she's getting into these middle school and high school, like right after ages, especially because some of her girlfriends are turning 13 and they're gonna be in high school. They're in their last year of, you know, middle school, so to speak. I know that middle school doesn't have to be a huge change, but it is just a heart change for me. It's a time, it's a new season that we're entering, and I wanna be intentional with that season of her life so that it's not like this big shift into high school when she's a little older. So it's bittersweet, like I said, and I will probably do a video about all of the things that we will be changing. I mean, a lot of it's gonna stay the same, but there are a few things like volunteering and different curriculum swaps that I planned to make in middle school. So if you guys wanna see a video on that, I should be ready to make that video by like April or so. I mean, I'm pretty firm in what I've wanted. I've wanted these things for a couple of months or a couple of years now, looking ahead at those years that are to come. And so if you guys want to see a video on that, let me know. I probably will be doing that anyway. I'm just excited. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be hard, I know, and it's bittersweet, like I said, but it's going to be good. So that is where I'm at midway through the school year here. I know that wasn't like you weren't able to glean a ton of insight from me during this video or anything, but sometimes I just like to have a little chit chat and have a little personal conversation with you guys. I do get asked often, like, how many days have you completed? Or can you do a mid-year check-in? And so I don't know that I've done one before, but that's where I'm at mid-year through. I don't know. Doing okay, I think, I hope. But I was going to do this giveaway during Christmas, and I decided to hold off because I thought this would be a really great little pick-me-up for a couple of you mamas out there as we start back to homeschool. I have worked with Lavender Blue Jewelry. They're an essential oil jewelry company multiple times in the past, and I really love their products and their prices. They're also giving a 30% discount to you guys, so I'll put that in the description box below. But they sent me 2 sets of diffuser earrings, and these, they sent one for me to wear and then one to share, and I decided to give them both away. So that was a navy blue set, and then they also sent this light blue set. And the way this works is you put a drop of your favorite essential oil on the back here and then just wear it like an earring, and then you're able to smell them all day long. I thought this was perfect for homeschooling moms because if you're like me and you're staying at home and you wake up in your pajamas and your kids are ready to roll and you kind of move into the homeschool day, sometimes you need a little pick-me-up or to get dressed up or, you know, wear something professional. I like to at least put on real pants to homeschool. I thought this was the perfect way to feel pretty and put together, but also super practical, like a peace and calming blend or a focus blend, to put a drop on these earrings and then just feel like you're prettied up and ready to start the day. So I'm going to give both of these sets of earrings away. What I want you to do to enter is to just drop a comment down below and let me know where you guys are at in your school year. What have you accomplished so far, or what are you going to be focusing on? Anything like that in the comments below. Just leave me a comment and let me know how you guys are doing this year, and I will pick 2 winners at random 1 week from today. So make sure you check it out. All of the rules are in the description box below if you want to go over those. Make sure you have a US mailing address, things like that. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching today's video. Sorry it was a little scatterbrained chit-chatty, but that's who I am. So welcome to my channel. If you're not used to that by now, you're probably not here. And I will see you guys soon. Bye friends.